Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RV Business Capitol Talk, sponsored by Eric Sell. I'm Rick Kessler from RV Business. Also from RV Business, we have Sherman Goldenberg. And joining the two of us today, we have a new face for the RV industry, and that's Daryll Milnikel. Daryll just recently was hired on as the new president over at the RVMH Hall of Fame. Daryll, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that. This is a special place to be a part of. I'm excited.
Okay. Sherman, how about you take it away from here?
Uh, sure. You started when, Daryl, in this new job?
I started 3 weeks ago, so tail end of last month, came on board, and we're about 3 weeks into me here in the office now.
You tell us about yourself and where you came from.
Sure. I grew up in Southwest Michigan, not far from here in Elkhart. Niles, Michigan's where I grew up. I lived there and then joined the Marine Corps. So after that, I traveled around the country with my wife, Erin. We married out of high school, went to college, and then in the Marines, we lived in California, Missouri, Washington, D.C., and Wisconsin. So we're fairly well traveled. And then we had two young boys at the tail end of my career in the Marines. My sons, Camden and Jackson, who are now 9 and 6. And about 2 years ago, we decided to move back to this area, Southwest Michigan, Northern Indiana. And we live in South Bend currently, and I'm commuting to Elkhart to work over here at the museum now.
Niles, you're from?
Yes, Niles, Michigan.
Wow, that's amazing. What you were familiar, I'm assuming, with the Hall of Fame and what it
I
is.
knew of it. I didn't realize until I came out here to visit some of the board members how substantial it was and how much it has grown. Growing up locally, you know that Elkhart is the RV capital. Never attended an event out here. I've seen the ground since they did all the construction, so it was amazing to see how large this place has grown and how special it is.
Well, Daryl, first of all, thank you for your military service as well.
Thank
Um,
you.
no secret, you're stepping into some rather large shoes, also named Daryll Sear, of course. Um, how's the desk fit you with succeeding Daryl?
These are definitely large shoes. What Daryll has done here over the past 11 years as the previous president and a board member and a Hall of Fame member himself is amazing. The staff echoes that, the organization echoes that. So it's a large seat to fill. I'm doing my best. And my goal is to help this grow into the next chapter so that after this, Daryll, hopefully there's a third, and we can continue this legacy of what it means for these industries.
How's the first 3 weeks been?
It's been a lot. Obviously, anytime you come on board at a new organization, there's a steep learning curve, especially coming from outside the RV and manufactured home industry. I'm learning those items as well as learning the job here, but the staff has been supportive. Daryll has been supportive, answering questions and helping me get my feet underneath me so that we can set up strategy to continue to grow.
It, to say it's a unique organization, the Hall of Fame is an understatement. And I mean that in the most positive way. I think I told you a story when I first met you that, when I first heard about RV Museum at that point, and I'm going, yeah, okay. But then I don't know if everybody realizes when they drive down the toll road there just how classy this place is. And I mean
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. I mean it's got museum quality collections and really worthy of a national NBC story. This is not small town.
Absolutely. Our museum collection is one of a kind. And I think it's so amazing that we can tell the history of this industry with that collection. And, we have pieces from the very beginning to modern pieces, which is so unique for a niche industry specific museum like this. You would expect something smaller. But when you step into that museum space, it really is awe. You see how much goes into this. And every day I hear it with, people come to visit our museum, just I worked on this model, or my granddad or my dad worked on this, at the factory just down the road. And they see that that legacy is carried on, and how important this industry has been to so many lives. It's amazing.
Beyond, well, go ahead, Rick.
No, go. You're fine.
Beyond the museum aspects, I see where you all are well underway on this year's open house supplier show. Um, that's not just a museum thing, that's a commercial outreach for the industry coast to coast. In what kind of dates, Rick? What kind of dates, Daryl? I don't mean the exact dates, but it's in
End of September.
end
Yep.
of September. Um, that's going well from what I hear.
Absolutely. It's growing every year. We're looking to grow again this year. We're already surpassing numbers from last year. And it really has become, like you said, a national thing where we have vendors coming in from all over the country associated with the industry, even some that aren't, that are beginning to associate with the industry due to this show, to use our location as their hub, to network, to, advertise their goods, all of their association with the RV industry. And it's become a focal point each year for the industry. These vendors are setting up their dates for the next year at the end of the week of the supplier show now, because it's become such a crucial point for their business model. We hope to continue the growth and continue to expand what that show can be for the industry, and help bring all those people together here at the museum, which I think is a critical point to it.
It's interesting because before the Hall of Fame Supplier Show, actually next week is our power breakfast that we always host there at your facilities. And last year we had 1,350 people, and it's looking like we're going to approach that number again for this year. So that thank you for building that big, huge, wonderful facility, first of all. But it's no. Any trepidation? I mean, this first event that you're going to be hosting is rather large.
I was a Marine for 11 years, so I'm a firm believer in jump in and swim, don't sink. So I'm kind of happy to start with a large event. We've had several small ones since I've came on board, but it's good to get your feet wet. So I'm looking forward to the power breakfast and meeting everyone and seeing our event space filled to, a larger capacity like that, and really seeing what this place can be. We have a lot of talks and strategy right now about how we can attract regional events or larger events to utilize this space more often. So I'm excited to see it kind of in that capacity, to give me some more insight on what we can do as a team to bring more of those type of events in.
You guys always do a professional job, so we're no worries on this end.
For the industry at large, again, it's really tied into the open house, which has become, in the years, the industry show nationally, trade show.
Mhm.
And, we're all watching that as well, as it's linked to the supplier expo. And hoping that it continues to surge, back from the pandemic and so forth. Um, okay. Rick, should we interrogate him anymore or what?
Just one last question. It's kind of a typical journalist question. You've only been on the job 3 weeks, but have you had a chance to set some goals, to look ahead a little bit?
Absolutely. I came in with a lot of communication with the board and ideas about how we transition the success we've had. We're now debt free. We have these large facilities, and kind of what that means for our future. And one of the things we're looking at is better utilization and increasing that utilization of those event spaces to continue helping fund museum projects. Telling that story is so important to these industries and everyone who's served or associated with those. So we want to make sure that we're presenting the museum always in that elegant kind of professional manner, museum quality. So enhancing our exhibits, enhancing some of our signage, and telling more of the story of each piece and its unique history is something that we're going to look to do over the next few years.
Okay. The only thing we could possibly end with that would be just icing on the cake was for you to tell us that you're a lifelong RVer and you're looking forward to continuing in that lifestyle.
I'm new, so we haven't purchased an RV yet, but we are definitely shopping around, my wife and I. And we travel a lot. We have friends all over the country from all the years we moved around, so it makes sense. My boys love to travel. It's just kind of one of those things we hadn't jumped into yet, but this is kind of pushing us in that direction, especially. And it's a great way to see the country and to share that with our boys. My wife and I spent a lot of time in the military driving around to see friends and family. But through that, we got to see all the nation, which was amazing. And we definitely want that for our children. So we're looking into it as a way to kind of change how we travel some now versus hotel stays and letting them see a bit more of what's out there.
I think there's a few people in the Michiana area that might help you out with putting you inside an RV sometime.
I am sure.
Rick probably being one of them. Because he is one. He's a recreation vehicle enthusiast.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, Daryll, thank you so much for your time. Welcome again to the RV industry. Looking forward to meeting you in person. And next week, we'll have to call you up on stage so you can say hi to everybody.
Absolutely. I'd appreciate that. And thank you so much for giving me the time today to introduce myself to everyone associated with this industry. It's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to, champion this legacy here at the museum.
We appreciate it
Thank
very
you.
much.